Start recording.
If you drive a car a lot and you don't have a dashcam yet, it's about time. Check this out: GPS, Wi-Fi, good image quality, super slim and sleek, and all of that for only $80. Let's inspect. Hey, welcome everyone, Tech for Our channel. I'm Michael, and it's so good to see something new and very interesting from the dashcams world. It just performed well enough and looks great and is smart, so I thought it's a perfect match for the content on this channel. While I don't show too many dashcams these days, I still monitor the hottest devices, and this clearly is one of them. A company which you probably know for their superb robot vacuums now expands in other areas, and the expansion in the area of dashcams happens to be a perfect match right now. 360 sounds like a motto for panoramic camera, while it actually is the name of the company, and that often confuses even the search engines. I guess these first samples give you an idea about the image quality to be expected from the Full HD sensor. I will of course cover everything that you need to know about the hardware and the software, but most important first is the price. I found it for $80 on Amazon, a bit more expensive on AliExpress, and only for $61 on newegg.com, so better check the link in the description below for the best possible deal right now. If we hypothetically say it's gonna be in the $80 branch, this is a very good pricing for the features that it packs, which puts it in the same category with devices like 70mm Mini for the competition about the most compact and feature-rich dashcam you can buy at this price point.
Start recording.
More premium solutions like Garmin, Blackview and others are a lot more expensive than that. You're gonna find also some cheaper options, with some corners cut though, either bad app support or lack of firmware updates or not too good user interface. Unboxing the G300, this is by the way the exact model of the dashcam. It feels good, recyclable cardboard, and inside the main unit, branded micro SD card, single port USB charger, that's a miss, always good to see at least 2 ports on these gadgets. Also a cable and a pry tool. That's more or less that we get, besides the usual user guide leaflet. So far so good. Very interesting is the dashcam itself. It's very slim, and due to the way it mounts to the windshield, it's very discreet. You can control one axis of the lens, it can move up or down, which can compensate the angle of the windshield, makes it compatible with most cars and trucks. You can see a screen, menu navigation happens using the buttons on the sides, and there's of course a microSD slot. If you're eager to hear about the technical specs, chipset is by Novatech, Sony's Starvis image sensor with enhanced low light capabilities, 140-degree wide-angle view, GPS inbuilt, microphone and speaker, a nice colorful 2-inch display, motion sensor, inbuilt 470 mAh battery, and also inbuilt Wi-Fi, therefore smartphone app support. Not sure how comfortable you feel with tech specs, so let's give some examples. The image sensor inside is the same as the one used with the first 70mm dashcam, which is more than 2 years old right now. Chipset is good, quite capable, and will never overheat. Having embedded battery is great because it can maintain parking surveillance for some time. However, there are many people that would prefer a supercapacitor inside, especially if they live in super hot areas. There's quite good temperature tolerance mentioned in the user guide though, so I really count on the new setup and firmware optimizations to show good performance. The setup of the camera is fairly easy, although the menu navigation interface, at least to me, looked quite new. I'm happy to see that 360 seemed to have thought about these menus really well. Very nice balance between amount of features and customizations. Interestingly, there's no option to choose the recording resolutions, nor the frame rates. There are a few different groups of menus, and all you have to do is navigate through them. You can fine-tune the picture quality, check the GPS, enable parking surveillance. Know that you can always try getting a hardwire kit for parking surveillance, and I will link such an option in the description below the video. Without a hardwire kit, the parking monitoring mode can record for as long as the battery can last, which will be about 20 minutes. The installation was extremely simple. You can use one of the provided screen folios. This is the easiest way to quickly uninstall the camera from the windshield without having to fight adhesive tapes and to risk cracking the glass. In case you run out of them, buying a basic screen protector folio will do the same trick. Find a good spot, always choose a place that is not in your line of sight, and put the camera there. Make sure it's pointing to the front. Connect the cable, power it on, then using the lens adjustment ring, choose the optimal position, and that's most about it. So now that we've covered most of the needed hardware and software information, time to talk about the footage. By the way, in case you wonder, modern dashcams are automatically starting recordings as soon as you power on the engine, and they automatically shut down when the engine goes off, or respectively switch to parking surveillance mode if that's the setting you've defined. I was a little skeptical at the beginning due to the basic image sensor, but looks like 360 have added good optics and enhanced the firmware as much as possible, so we can enjoy sharp and crisp footage most of the time. You can see nice colors, good balance between highlights and blacks. I wish there were a little more details, because bitrate is just below 10 megabits, which is less than the industry average for 1080p. I've always been advocating for getting Full HD sensor instead of 4K, because pixels usually get more light, and often you will see better low light performance on lower density sensors like this one. Not too many reflections and well visible details. Daytime footage is, as expected, superb, and you're going to hardly notice differences between this one and more expensive devices. I like to compare things in my videos because that's the best way to notice how a device performs and whether it stands out. So here's how the 360 G300 looks like when we put it side by side with the Blackview DR900S. $80 versus $350. The latter one supports 4K, but we compare all the videos recorded in 1080p. All the footage recorded is downloadable. You can copy it straight from the microSD card, or use the inbuilt Wi-Fi and the app, which is a great companion. I liked a lot the smartphone app. It has inbuilt gallery and also gives access to the config options. It's also gonna notify you in case of firmware updates. Combined with the feeling that I got from the menus, the user experience with the dashcam is at a very high level, and a major part of that role is played by the software. Again, if it's not banned or restricted in your country by laws, having a dashcam is a reliable way to show evidence in case of traffic accidents, or just to sometimes show to the others close escapes when, for example, somebody suddenly decides to stop in a roundabout. So at the end, I can summarize what we've learned like that. An impressive hardware presented in an impressive way, with awesome software implementation and excellent user experience. Yes, it is well worth the price tag despite the few shortcomings that you can see here, and it's one of the good ratios that you can get at this point concerning the price, performance and the design. Only makes me hope to see more models from 360, because this one is quite good. Best one for $80? Not sure about that. Maybe, and this is exactly what I'd like to hear from you, my dear cool tech enthusiasts. Do you think the company 360 has future in the dense market of dash cameras? Let's talk about that in the comments below. As usual, I'm gonna do my best to answer to all your questions and comments, which reminds me to ask you to please take a moment and support the hard work that we do here by subscribing to the channel and liking this video. Links to all the tech gear used and shown throughout the episode are kindly provided in the video description. Take good care of yourself, drive safely, and I'll see you soon. Bye!